Now, every time I do a video on this, I get the same trolls who never give me a direct answer. Now, it's either one of two things. Either you don't have a high enough IQ to understand this here on the screen, or you believe gravity is some sort of God, and that you have faith over direct fact in it. Now, I'm going to show you the definition of illogical. When you Google what don't we know about gravity, the number one answer of millions of results is, however, if we are to be honest, which is a joke. However, if we are to be honest, we do not know what gravity is in any fundamental way. Now, most people who read this, matter of fact, 99% who read this will then go on and say, we only know how it behaves. Gravity is a force of attraction that it exists between any two masses, bodies, particles, or objects. And they will totally ignore this first sentence. However, if we are to be honest, we do not know what gravity is itself in any fundamental way. Now, for them to go on and say we only know how it behaves, and then say it's a force of attraction that exists between any two objects or masses, is illogical, because to truly know that, you would have to be able to directly detect gravity, identify it, isolate it, and once you have isolated it, then you can study it, and then you can say, we know how it behaves, and go on to say it's a force of attraction. And this first sentence would be non-existent. However, if we are to be honest, we do not know what gravity is itself in any fundamental way. Do you understand what that means? That means that everything after that in reality is they only know how it behaves allegedly. Okay? Gravity is an alleged force. If they were being honest, they would use the word alleged about 4 or 5 times here. Okay, so you are indoctrinated to 100% ignore the first sentence. However, if we are to be honest, we don't know what gravity is itself in any fundamental way. Read that 100 times, it will not change. Okay, it is illogical to then go on and say we only know how it behaves, and then say gravity is a force of attraction that exists between any two masses, bodies, or particles. Gravity is not just the attraction between objects and the earth. The only way you could truly say that you know how it behaves or that it is a force is if you could directly detect it, directly identify it, isolate it, and then study it. Okay? That would be totally illogical to say. If you knew how it behaves, if you knew it was a force, then you would know what gravity is itself in every fundamental way. Okay? We have directly detected electricity itself per current. We have directly detected magnetism per field. We have harnessed both of them. Okay? This here is... Where is that thing? Dang it. It must have rolled off. Anyway, this is how we've harnessed magnetics. With this magnet, do you see that? We've harnessed magnetic field right there. Okay? And we have harnessed electricity to serve us. Okay? That is current of electricity. It powers that lamp, and that TV. Now, every video I've made about gravity itself, that is key. Gravity itself, not what they say it does, did, not how it behaves, or not what it will do. Gravity itself, live. Okay, you could turn on every electrical device and get every magnet, and you could have every electrical device in the whole world on simultaneously, and it wouldn't be doing 1% of what they tell us that gravity itself is doing. Now, when I say we have never directly detected gravity itself, that is a fact. Gravity is a theory, and this is why. However, if we are to be honest, we don't know what gravity is itself in any fundamental way. Okay, it is illogical to go on and then say, this proves you have a low IQ if you don't catch what's going on here. The only way you can find out how something behaves is if you can directly detect it, identify it, and isolate it. This allows you to study it and to do tests. Once you've done that, you can harness it, but you can never harness anything unless it has presence and substance to harness. What these trolls and clowns like Rick of the Roads and these other Ragagoo or whoever they are, they do not understand or want to understand that gravity would require presence and substance of some form to physically interact with subordinate matter to pull, hold, or curve it down. There would have to be direct interaction between whatever gravity itself is and an object to make it fall or to curve some alleged fabric of space-time. Presence and substance is required, but to date, 2022, the year they tell us, gravity itself has never been directly detected. It is a theory, and it always will be. When you watch space movies in a spaceship, and like I said, they're floating around and they flip a switch and everything falls to the ground and they can walk around, they are simulating that they have harnessed gravity, that they have harnessed it, and they can have anti-gravity. But that does not exist in reality. Gravity would need to propagate from one point to another via current, field, wave, beam, ray, particle, molecule, or what they call graviton. Gravity, you either have a low IQ and do not understand what they're saying here, or you are treating gravity as if it is some sort of God, and you do not believe in gravity per any demonstrable fact, but it is truly faith that you are exhibiting in your belief of gravity. I believe in God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Israel, and I readily admit that my belief is based on faith. So I would really appreciate it if you would be real and admit that your belief in gravity is based on faith. I could respect that. That would be a direct answer that I don't know about other people, but I would respect that honesty if you said you believe in gravity based on faith. And if you want to believe on it because of an appeal to an authority fallacy, Okay, that just means you have very low and weak character, that you have to instantaneously believe everything you're told. But you have implicit trust for these people who you believe are 100 times more intelligent than you are. But here we are. However, if we are to be honest, we don't know what gravity is itself in any fundamental way. And I'm telling you, this is the truth. This is all based on logic. The reason why they don't know what gravity is itself in any fundamental way is because they cannot directly detect one iota of any presence and substance of gravity itself. It does not exist. If it did, it would have presence and substance. That is required to interact with other pieces of matter to pull. They say we'd float away if it wasn't for gravity, and that gravity keeps us on the outside ball of the earth. So gravity would have to physically interact with us to pull us down, to hold us down, or curve us back towards the center of the earth. That would require presence and substance. Okay? And gravity has none that can be directly detected, identified, isolated, and then harnessed. And that's why if you Google what don't we know about gravity, however, if we are to be honest, don't you find that strange? However, if we are to be honest, we don't know what gravity is itself in any fundamental way. That is a very strong statement. The rest of it is for you people who are suffering hypnosis. But don't worry, pat you on the back. Don't worry about it. We know how it behaves. And guess what? Gravity's a force of attraction that exists between... Oh, it does exist? Well, that's what I'm asking. How does it exist? What presence and substance of form does it use to interact, to exist, to overcome something that wants to float away if it weren't there? That's the problem. And people either have too low an IQ to understand what is really being said here, or they just want to believe in gravity as a god, because it would take godlike power to assemble debris and particles and swirling gas, which they say originated from a big bang. Did you know they say that gravity formed the earth, the sun, the moon, and every star and their fake planets? That a force or an occurrence or a power of gravity attracted or pulled all the exploding debris and particles together and formed stars and moons and planets? That is godlike power. Yet gravity is a 500-year-old theory. And right now, where's the date? It's, what is it? 9:12 p.m. It's April 5th. It's the year 2022, they tell us. And here they are. If you happen to have enough character to type in what don't we know about gravity. However, if we are to be honest, we don't know what gravity is in any fundamental way. So if you don't know what it is in any fundamental way, how the heck do you know how it behaves? Because you see something falling? You know how something falling behaves. You don't know how gravity itself behaves. It's not gravity itself you're seeing. If you see a fork fall, you should say, I know how a fork behaves when it falls. Gravity is a force? How do you know gravity is a force of attraction if you just said we don't know what it is in any fundamental way? You people need to wake up. I mean, your whole world won't crash if you face a little reality. employ a little logic, the world won't end, at least not yet, or based on your ability to want to face reality. If we did live on the outside surface of a giant ball, gravity would have more presence in substance than electricity and magnetism combined. Gravity would be the realest thing on the earth. It would be irrefutable if it was pulling, holding, or curving every ocean liner, person, place, thing, bug, person, blade of grass, particle of dirt, grain of sand. We could harness gravity, and no airplane, no enemy airplane could attack us because we could hit it with gravity waves and pull it right down or direct it right into a mountain. Yeah, I said it. You people don't know what you're talking about. You don't want to face reality because you don't have the required character to understand what I'm showing you. And there's no way that you can tell me that you know how gravity behaves and that it's a force when you just said we don't know what gravity is in any fundamental way. Therefore, you are lying, you are indoctrinating people, and people willingly accept it. You don't have enough character to face reality on your own. So you tell me, why can't we directly detect live gravity itself? Why doesn't it possess one scintilla of presence or substance? Why doesn't gravity exhibit any current, field, wave, beam, ray, particle, molecule, or graviton? You do realize gravity's a theory because they don't know what it is in any fundamental way. That's checkmate. Gravity's fake. You lose and deal with it.